Hello, everybody, and welcome to another video on the Waves of Communication channel. My name is Marci Melzer, and I'm an intuitive speech-language pathologist and language facilitation coach and consultant. And my Waves of Communication platform is here to equip and empower all of you with the information and resources you need to connect with the late talker in your life and facilitate the spoken language that you're missing from them. And today on this mindset video, we are going to be talking about empathy. And I've been seeing, so my team who's out and about on social media has been seeing a lot of questions and discussions and concerns about emotional intelligence and lack of development of emotional intelligence. And it kind of makes sense with what's going on now. And so how I'm going to talk about this whole topic is I've got three angles of information as possible, just like as usual. Like I usually do on my mindset videos, we're going to start with astrology and find out why a lot of people are focused on emotional intelligence and empathy right now. Then I'm going to share with you three videos from the Waves of Communication channel, my top three videos of the week. I'm going to share with you to help you dig in and work with wherever your child is in this emotional intelligence. I'm going to be talking about different ways that might manifest in your life. And then I brought my language facilitation inspiration cards, and I've got some kind of crazy background things going on because I am traveling, and I've got to go with my daughter wedding dress shopping. I'm traveling. I'm in Chicagoland. So hello to all my friends in Chicagoland. That's where I'm spending a little bit of time, but I didn't want to not get out and get my mindset and videos for you this week. And tomorrow's video is going to be even better than this one with super lot to equip you with. We're going to be talking about how to use the workbook on tomorrow's video. So you definitely don't want to miss that. All right. So today, let's get going and talk about what we're going to be talking about, and that's empathy. So, all right. So what we're going to be sharing first is that I just want to let you know about the astrology that's going on right now. We just finished a full moon, or new moon, new moon in Cancer. Now, new moon means that the moon and the sun are lined up in the same place, and they are, the sun is lighting up the moon right in its house. So it's extra everything. It's the male and the female together. And it's also time to start things new. Now, this new moon is in Cancer, so we're talking about emotions. Now, Cancer is also the sort of archetypal area of the chart of the mother. And the energy around this is about nesting and preparing and getting ready to be. And once you are parents, it's all about making sure you have everything you need to nurture a child or a business, or it depends on what you're mothering. But on our platform, we're mothering late talking kids. So this is the time right now when you could be feeling a lot of emotion around the process. You could be feeling, it depends on where all this is going in your chart, but it is a very emotional time. And so what I wanted to focus on now is these emotions are coming to the top. You could be feeling, so because what's happening in addition to this moon is, remember, we talk about other planets that are affecting what happens in this new moon. So it's already emotional. It's already about mommy things. It's already about nesting and preparing and equipping and empowering. This is the Cancer thing. But you do it sometimes, Cancer, people who have a lot of Cancer in their chart, do it to their own detriment. Like, remember, that's the archetypal mom who will cut off her arm to feed her babies kind of situation. So what also is going on right now that's helping sort of sort of monitor, balance this, is we've got a lot of activity going on in Aries right now. Aries, fire, get a lot of stuff done. So these mommies, you could be feeling your passionate mama bear coming out right now. But what happens is that's what the Mars stuff does, is mama bear. Jupiter's there, Mars is there, in Aries where we get things done, and it's like, it's time to go, it's time to go, it's time to jump, it's time to do the thing, it's time to whatever. But the Cancer is like, is it right for me? Are you sure? I got to make sure I got all the diapers in the diaper bag. I got to make sure I got 5 extras just in case. You never need 5 extras, but you pack them in, right? So it's a balance. We have opportunity to go right now energetically where you can take advantage of the idea to go and do something, and doing the right thing, the thing that feels really good to you as a nurturing mom. Because remember, your late talker, if you are the mom or dad or the primary one who cares for this child every day, all day, primarily the one that birthed them, right? You're really feeling the pressure to see an improvement in this child. You feel it almost more than they do, especially now during Cancer season. But you can use this new moon, and we're still in the energy. You haven't missed it. You still have the idea that you can place a really good intention to move forward and keep that in balance. Let's not hesitate anymore, because the Cancer is comfort zone city. Remember, moms keep babies comfortable. Before they'll do anything, they'll make the baby comfortable before they feel comfortable. And this is about keeping comfort with action. So if you're like, I don't know if I should, maybe I should. Because remember, what happens in energy like this is once you try it and you decide, okay, let me just go for it. It feels good. I'm still a little anxious about it, but let me just go for it. I think I can do it. I have everything I need. Let's just go. Then you get in and you're like, hey, this is nice. It's like when you jump in the pool and you're like, I don't know, it's too deep, too whatever. And you get in, you're like, you know what, this is nicer than I thought. Or you go to the party, you weren't gonna go, and then you get there and you meet a new friend and you have a great time. That's this kind of energy. When you go ahead and decide to do the thing, don't let the Cancer energy hold you back. Let it fuel you to do it the right way, the nurturing way that feels good to you. So that's what the astrology is going on right now. And that's why these kids, you might feel your child giving you back some empathy. And that's why when I decided to make this thumbnail, I used this little image of this little girl who's actually mothering the mother, right? Because even little kids who are not necessarily, maybe they're very egotistical themselves and they do a lot of stuff on their own, this season, they'll be more inclined to connect and see things from your perspective, just like you are inclined to see things from their perspective. What do they need? What do they want? What's going to keep them comfortable, fed, clothed, all the mommy stuff. They're also looking at you because they also have a nurturing. It's like when you pick up the baby and you pat their back and they turn and pat your back in return, right? Or you pick up a baby and they start patting your back, right? That's what I'm talking about here, because what I wanted to really share here is that the whole reason I'm talking about this is that many late talkers, look at this, many late talkers share their emotions through behavior. In fact, all of them do, instead of talking and before talking, but especially with people they trust. So they will be vulnerable. That's what this is all about. And share what they need, what they want, what makes them feel good, but they also will share what motivates them and gets them excited. And they don't want you to be upset or happy or unhappy or angry or, use your sad face or your voice. They don't want to see that stuff. So they will placate you. This could be happening with your late talker. You could feel them when they see you yelling at them to hurry or prompting them to do something that they don't want to do. They'll turn it around and pat you on the shoulder or give you a kiss or cuddle you or show you some empathy, because what they see in you, this is what I really want you to wrap your head around, is they see your desperation. They see your worry. They see your frustration. if they don't see it in your behavior, literally you yelling, your fuse is short, your whatever with them because you're triggered in that moment, they feel it. They know why you're being angry. You're upset. And so all they know how to do is what they've learned from you and how you help them overcome their issues, right? So that's why we're going to get into the top 3 videos this week. And I'm going to share with you, let me show my little video, to share with you some ways that you can really work with these kids and help them learn how to shift that behavior, that pat you on the back, that come and cuddle you, into spoken language, because these times when you feel upset and you need something, that's what they're going to give you. They're going to give you what you gave to them, the one that works for them. So that's what I wanted to really share as far before I share these other videos, is that the late talker will show you the kind of empathy they need to re-energize their motivation and get out of their comfort zone to try new things, because that's the point here. You can get stuck in the same kinds of difficult, struggling, and then you get emotional about it, and then you do things that show other people that you're not regulated and balanced yourself. Okay. And the late talkers they pick this up. So let me show you 3 videos that will help you with this. And this is one. I just did this one fairly recently. And of course, all of the links for these videos are in the description of this one right now. So you can look below after you're done here. And this one about bullying talks about why kids will bully other kids, why late talkers will use their behavior to bully you. And again, empathy is the bottom line about this. Hurt people hurt people. And when they see you, when they see you upset, they want to shut you down because they don't want to see that from you. Now, you might really have an important message you're trying to share, because you're obviously very excited or whatever you're doing that triggers the late talker to move into this, wow, you must be really hurting, mommy. You must be really struggling, mommy. They see it. So again, that bullying video is really all about emotional intelligence and what to do when you see behaviors that you don't know what to do with, because most of those behaviors that you don't know what to do with are not related to things a child wants or needs, except for emotional support. They need emotional support, and they're gonna do things because they can't talk to get you to give it to them. And they'll show you exactly what they want from you. They will. Okay, let's look at the next video that I have for you. It's this one here that talks about how to learn to use your problems to facilitate speech. So when you look at this picture right here, I made this during COVID because we all had all these problems that we didn't want to have. But what happens when you and your child aren't getting along, or you're not connecting very well, or you're doing things, or there's outside problems that come into your family, because we all have problems every single day. That's why we're here as humans on the planet. We're all learning from solving our problems, and that's how we evolve. There's a lot of trial and error in our lives. And this video will help you connect with the late talker and work with them to solve these problems together. Because what happens is, now you're not focused on you're angry. You're focused on why are you angry and what was the cause of that. And when you start to dig into solving those problems from the root level, the actual reason that you're not connecting, because you're in one mindset and the child is in another mindset. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about mindset, when I talk about disconnection. You're thinking about one thing. You have a mission on one angle, one direction, one goal, even short-term goal. I'm going to do this now. And the late talker's thinking about something else. I'm going to do this now. I'm going to listen to this. I'm not going to listen to this. You're thinking, I like this. I don't like this. They're thinking, I like this. I don't like this. And it's different. It's different. It's not like, I like this. You like this too? Yeah, I like this. We're in this together. That's joint attention versus this separation, which causes you to try to control the late talker and them to try to control you, which is why they will shut you down when you start to yell at them by placating you and showing you empathy and whatever, because subconsciously they know you're hurting, not because they don't want to hear it, because they want you to be better from the root cause, right? You just can feel better. And, there's nothing more irritating to someone when you're upset and someone just says, feel better, feel better. You feel like you're shut down by your late talker. Think about the role reversal of that when we're talking about empathy. Your late talker is mama, 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 mama all day long. And that's all you hear is mama, 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 and it starts to irritate you. And then so you stop engaging with the late talker, and now your process is stopped, right? And this late talker is trying to communicate with you. They're trying to tell you something. They don't have the language they need. All they've got is mama, mama, mama. And so if you don't connect with them and help them move it forward because you're triggered about your emotional state, your own emotional state or their emotional state, or you're not even finding out what their emotional state is. See, late talkers are often better at figuring out what yours is than you are at them, with a lot of mommies. Okay? But we've got this new moon in Cancer and this Jupiter in Aries to let you decide, what if I just stop for a minute and think about this late talker? And here's the third video that I have that's going to help you see why this works. Here is an autistic adult, an amazing gal named Hannah, who has bravely developed her own Facebook and YouTube, and she shares with her own experience. This woman is a self-professed and diagnosed by other professionals to be prompt resistant. Like, she is oppositional, those oppositional defiant kids, where if you tell them to do A, they do B just because you told them to do A, not because they think it's good or bad or otherwise, but because they're so focused on fear of being controlled that they can't even learn from you. That was Hannah. And her whole channel is all about teaching people how to see the emotional intelligence behind what we ask each other to do. I ask you to sit and listen to me. I ask you to go do this thing. What am I expecting of you? And the emotional intelligence behind that. Hannah talks about. Her whole channel is all about, have you thought about why your child doesn't like to go to the doctor? Have you thought about why your child is resistant to their therapist? Why they want to hit them? Why they cry when they go? Or have you thought about why your child can't wait to get out of the car to go there? Why they can't won't stop tearing things up and watching it fall? Why they can't keep their hands out of water? Have you thought about what is behind those behaviors? Because this is the key. It's the whole key to language facilitation, everybody. This empathy, this emotional intelligence is the language you're looking for to get you past, I want so-and-so. And it's not a label either. It's not, I feel angry. It's why. What you don't say, you don't even have to label the feeling first. You can say, you don't like that I took your iPad. You are upset about this. Just look at the events and think about why somebody's upset and just say it out loud. Start talking about it out loud, right? But you have to show the empathy first. They're going to tell you. You can't even listen until you're regulated. Nobody can. And even a little bit off regulated, we can mask it very well. We hide distractions all the time. And late talkers can be distracted and in their own head while they're looking straight into your eyeballs, if that's what you're prompting, right? Hannah was really good at it. She knew how to just fake people out, and then the second they turned their back, did her own thing. She knew how to learn how to work around people who tried to control her because she was so opposed to it. She's so opposed to control that she has a hard time going to an appointment at the appointment time. And if she shows up right on time and then she has to wait, she's like, now they're trying to control me. They said they were supposed to be here. She expects them to be whatever. And so she has to get over the fact that people don't always do what they say, right? This is all about emotional intelligence. Humans are unpredictable and emotional and sensitive. And these late talkers who are not using speech yet are telling you exactly how they feel every single day, every single minute of every single day. They'll tell you that before they want a cookie. Remember, they start wandering around in the kitchen because they're hungry. They come sit next to you because they feel lonely and bored. They're pulling you to go do something because it's the one thing that they got you to do yesterday while you were so busy with the other things you got to do in your life. But they got your attention with that one thing, and they'll go ask you to do that one thing over and over again because they know it works. Okay? These are emotional choices that late talkers make. And remember, they're making these choices whether you're facilitating or not. So that's why these videos where you learn to use the problems that come up in your life as your language facilitation resource, as your source to talk about, your topic of conversation, your opportunity. And they pop up out of nowhere, okay? And this is how you go through and move this. All right, we've got some comments coming in. Before I pull out the cards, let's see who's joining me today, right? Who says, I just wanted to thank you for giving such great perspective and positive yet honest point of view. My son is a later talker, but has burst with language in the last 6 months. That is amazing, Jose. Let's see what else. He's still a work in progress. Of course, we all are a work in progress. Thanks to your advice about blocking out the noise from potential misdiagnosis and being patient and working with him, we've seen a 180 because you are doing it, because you figured out that it's a waste of time to worry about the future. Let's get to work now. This is the total perfect advice. Everybody listen to Jose. Block out the noise from things that aren't effective for you anymore. And focus your energy on the easy things that you can done, right? And here's what he says. For anyone worried about their late talker, be patient and work with them. Unless you see obvious, unmistakable signs, breathe and be patient, right? And even when you see unmistakable signs, that's a situational thing. I mean, you're not going to let your child run in the street, get themselves hurt or hurt other people. And the reality is all of those severe things, they happen very, very minimally compared to when people see what Jose saw here, right? This is common. It's common. Jose's situation is true. When you just focus on you, be present with the late talker, connect with them, and start talking about their emotions, you're going to see a 180. They're going to love it. They're going to love it. So thank you. Here's another one. Another thank you. I love these mindset videos. So we're all happy to see. Wait a minute. Before I do that, I know we're going to talk about you, but I want to pull a card for Jose. Because remember, these are the language facilitation inspiration cards, and they're messages from late talkers. And right now, first of all, the message I have for Jose is I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all of you for doing this, for taking the initiative and getting it done. So we're not going to be able to see unless I hold it right here. So it says connect me with animals. So Jose, maybe your late talker wants to go take a trip to the zoo or to the nature preserve with binoculars and look for birds or squirrels or things like that. That's kind of interesting. Maybe connect me with animals is a thing for you. And then here's another one. Look, it's not going to show up. It says, help me make a good first impression. What a great thing. So Jose, maybe that sometimes the first card isn't the best one. Let me read what this says to you. It says equip and empower success, which is exactly what I do with all of you on these videos. But remember, if you're focused on a certain topic, then the focus is on the topic. And then you're equipping and empowering for success in the topic, not success in talking, not a success in behaving, not success in connecting with other people, success in the topic. So creating something, my favorites are creating something and challenges like building or something like that, or solving a problem, doing a puzzle, things like that. That's what late talkers really love. And if you choose one of those things, or developing new habits like for self-care and things like growing a garden, things that have a long-term, cooking a meal that has multiple steps in it, these are the kinds of things that equip and empower success as far as language facilitation opportunities. So if Jose, you're not in that functional level yet, where you are really using your everyday jobs, how to do laundry, how to change the tire on the car. I mean, I don't know what level your child is as far as, age or strength or interest even. If your late talker is all, you like to work on cars and your late talker's in the garage right there with you, then they're going to want to learn how to do what you're doing. They want to be like you. That's why they hang out with you, right? So they might need, though, a reminder of their responsibility to put their best foot forward, right? Because they might be inclined, especially during cancer season, to just let you do it for them. You always did it for me. I'll just let you keep doing it for me. That's what Hannah used to do, this gal in the video. She used to say, well, these people, if they're going to control me, I'll just sit back and play dumb like I can't do it and just let them do it for me. Then they get the result they want. If they literally take my hand and do blah, 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 then they're happy because she just doesn't want them to yell at her and make her do stuff she didn't want to do. Sometimes she just did stuff to just placate them. And late talkers will do that. That's why you have to motivate them out of manipulation and into connection where they are self-motivated to improve, right? So you have to consider the late talker's personal priorities as you dress and equip them for meeting the expectations of the experiences you send them. So even as you get them dressed, like you're going to the beach, you're going to need your flip-flops, you're going to need your swimsuit, you're going to need your sunscreen. You're going to the park, you're going to need your bug spray, you're going to need your jacket, you're going to need your closed-toed shoes, as you equip the child from the very beginning of the activity you choose, that it starts there. What do we need? We need our umbrella. It's raining outside if we want to go. This part of all of that stuff that you do in your own head is what you need to share out loud with this late talker, because the level of what I need, they already know. They don't know how to use it and how to evolve, because remember, we're motivating excellence, not just compliance. Effort and motivation to keep improving. That's how you get to the next level, right? So consider the late talker's personal priorities and review the strategies that will help them navigate any frustrations so that they can have a great day. It's not, oh, we're going to trudge through this job. This is going to be the best day ever. Yeah, it's work, but it's a challenge that we want to undertake, or we are in the process of creating the thing that we want to have. And even if that thing is more speech, you're still in the process of creating it together. Okay. So that's what that is for you. All right, let's look at the next one. So thank you. Yesterday, we struggled to connect with him. He's running and getting mad while we're trying to facilitate language. And this advice is what I needed today. Hashtag good vibes. I love that. Excellent. I'm so glad. And also she says, we want to thank you because we went up a level in spoken language. Now, which level was it? A level of expression. That's usually what people get excited about. But remember, I'll bet you before you got that level of expression moving up, and what she's talking about, by the way, is the workbook. When this isn't the workbook, this is my first book. The workbook is this, the 11-week journey to shift behavior into speaking, and the levels that she's talking about are levels like this. This one is the level of connection with the late talker. And remember, when your connection with them goes down because you're thinking about what you need to do or did do or should do or didn't do or, did the wrong way or can't do, when you're on all your head thinking about that, remember the late talker also is in their own head thinking, I can't, I shouldn't, I won't, she doesn't want me to, she doesn't think I can, right? Because if you believe that you can't do something that is as easy as this, all you have to do is connect and comfort zone. Just get them above the line to show them that you care. And then this video today is what gets you higher than comfort zone. Because remember, comfort zone is where I feel you, you feel me, you take care of my needs, or I take care of your needs, or this thing, this video, this sucky, this jumping on trampoline, this whatever meets my needs, right? That sensory needs. That's why we always talk about, right? The kids, let me put this away. The kids who need OT before they're good in speech, right? Because the OT helps them regulate. And that's because parents are delivering them to the speech therapy unregulated. And you can keep your child, get them re-regulated anytime when you respond to the reasons beyond their trigger. What triggered them to be unbalanced? And you can't just offer them the solution, do this, right? Nobody wants to hear just get happy. Take a shower, you'll feel better. No, I'm feeling like I can't do these things. I just did the video last week about why people quit. People quit because their emotions are not being met. They don't feel their bucket is empty. Remember that old analogy? How I can't even listen to you because I'm exhausted from this. I'm exhausted from trying without that feeling like we're getting somewhere. And the way that you feel like you get somewhere with the late talker is with that connection. And that's how that works. And that's why you're seeing levels go up, because you are connecting. And you're not making them. They're not going up because you got the flashcards out and you're taking data. You know the levels are going up in expression. Here it is. You know that functional expression is going up because you've been above the line. And your late talker is coming to you and initiating to you. Teach me more about this. I want to hear more about that. You know you're on the right track because the late talker is telling you. They're literally telling you. Now, below this line, this is all increased telling you, but there's no speech involved. Maybe a pop-out word here or there just to show them that talking is coming out, but it's not functional here, only above the line. When they're actually using speech to say, push me more, do it again, without being prompted to use it. They've learned it through these levels. And then they're using it up here. Okay? You showed your late talker how to use it, so they are. That's why you see the increase in the level. Okay? And it's that simple, everybody. All right? So let me pull a card for you. Since you have given me such nice, gracious thanks, and you're doing such hard work, everybody, doing such hard work. If you want a card, oops, while we're here, it looks like it popped off here. Turn on the tunes. Okay, so this is the card. It says turn on the tunes on the front. I'm not sure if it'll do if I put my hand behind it, if it'll show up. The words won't because of my background today, but it's a little guy with a boombox. It says turn on the tunes, and the back says music regulates energy. So if your late talker is having an emotional day and you're exhausted from that, think about how music triggers you to feel certain ways. I mean, I know it because when I put videos, I have an amazing, just shout out to Christina who does my videos. She finds the best music to sit behind what I'm saying to make it feel even more emotional. I mean, I know what I'm saying feels emotional anyway, especially when we get into these mindset videos and I talk about you feeling worried and you feeling pressure and you feeling these things, which everybody feels, but nobody talks about, right? Because you don't want to burden other people, especially we're talking about this new moon in Cancer during Cancer season. We got a whole month of people giving up their own comfort for other people. Our mother instincts are on overdrive. But that Aries stuff going on, that Jupiter over there is going to help you really see how this is going to connect for you and it's going to work better, okay? So, yeah, let's see. Let's pull that card. Music regulates energy. Let me see one more time because I got a card for Charlie. I do. Let's see. Late talkers, again, often use music. What's happening is neuroplasticity is happening. That's why they like it so much. So you regulate their energy, you calm them down, they can listen better. At the same time, they're regulating and listening. They're also building because you're talking about, remember, using language models about the emotional situation, and you've got music on in the background. That's sort of just like I said on my videos. Me talking with the music in the background is actually triggering more neuroplasticity. Better development. So put it on in the background. Just turn it on real low because even though your child's brain isn't right here watching you, listening to you do things all day, every day, they still pick up what's going on around them. They over here think about you, what you do with them. They're in the other room playing right out of eyesight. Your ears are always trained on that room, trying to listen and see what's going on if you've got to be out of their eyes for a minute. And as soon as you hear a crash, there you are, right there, making sure that they do it. So again, music regulates energy and it also builds neuroplasticity. So get into the music. That's how you're going to help working. And if you're struggling to connect, maybe get music out and that'll help. And, dancing with music along with speech is the triple whammy. I mean, that's why you get the rocket fuel going, because and even if you're talking about, it doesn't matter what you're talking about, you're just using functional language. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes is the perfect example of singing, dancing, and talking about functional things that happen right there. And when you do the actions with the songs that kind of mean it, like the eating or the do, or, swimming, wheels on the bus, all of those, wipers on, all those things, those movement with music, with language that's functional, that tells a story. That's why kids love this music, and it really helps them facilitate language. So glad to see you on. Here's Charlie's card. Oh no, it says I'm unwell. I know that Charlie has a tendency sometimes to not feel good. He's had some chronic ear issues. So I'm going to say maybe subconsciously he wants you to check his ears. And if you do have a flare-up, anybody out there, any kind of flare-up, it doesn't have to be a big illness. It can be a little one. And remember, emotional, when we talk about mental health, right? If you are emotionally unwell, isn't that interesting how that came up today, right? There's a lot of ways to feel unwell: physical, environmental, and mindset. Right? When you start doubting, when you start second guessing, kids also have these habits. Could Charlie be second guessing some of the things that even he used to like to do, because he's like, wait a minute, I'm getting independent. Like, mom's not doing these things for me anymore, because I know for a fact that Charlie is a little male version of a diva. He's a prince. Like a lot of these late talkers are. They train you to treat them like a prince or princess, because then they get the privilege without the responsibility. They think they're entitled to the responsibility. That's why prince or princess, entitled. But if your late talker is presenting as a very entitled personality right now, and you're trying to change them and get them to be a little bit more conscious about other people and show empathy for other people, they could be resistant. So you might have to go slow. You might have to back out and teach. But I would also, whenever you yourself, it's really, really important when you as the facilitator are not feeling well. The minorest thing, I got a headache, I'm tired, I didn't sleep well last night, my neck hurts, my whatever. You're not complaining if you talk about your problem and then talk about how you solve it. Because we all get problems every day. Ooh, my neck is sore. Then what I do is I figure out why. Oh yeah, I slept sideways. I didn't have my pillow. I'm staying at a friend's house, and whatever. You come up with the reason why, and then you make a plan. So tonight I'm gonna sleep with a different pillow, or I'm gonna double up, or I'm gonna try whatever. I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night. I'm gonna stretch before bed, whatever. You come up with the solutions about it. So it's important that you yourself talk about how you're feeling and what you're going to do about it. I'm feeling tired. I'm going to drink a cup of coffee. I'm feeling excited. I think I'm going to put on this soft music and sit down and settle down a little so that I can calm down. We do these things without sharing with other people, because we think, especially cancer season, that other people don't care about our comfort. But just like I showed on that picture of the little girl putting the cold rag on her mom's forehead, right? That's something that mom had done for that little girl. And if you've ever seen your child spontaneously help you solve a problem, that's what is, happening. That's what's happening. So she says, Charlie's mom says, yes, he's my prince, and I'm asking him to do more things himself. So that's why he might be resistant. So just take your time. It's very hard for kids to give up entitlement. I mean, it's a big loss, realizing that you've got to step up and take responsibility. Because remember, the idea is over time, you demonstrate to your kids that with responsibility, with privilege comes responsibility. You have to be the benevolent. You can't always get what you want, because other people could suffer. And we do care if other people suffer. And late talkers do care if other people suffer. Even those who have been diagnosed with autism and they say that they're all self-centered and they don't care. They might not care what other people think about what they are doing or whatever to show off to them, to get praise. They may or may not, depending on what they care about, but they always care about their own feelings. They certainly have feelings of disappointment, of fear, of loss. All those things happen in every child. Just because a child has autism doesn't mean they don't feel. In fact, they struggle with communicating about how they feel, and that's why this video is so important, okay? So I think that's about it for now. We're just going to keep this to where it is. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Do not forget to join me tomorrow for live Q&A, because tomorrow I'm getting the workbook out and I am going to show you how, and it's going to be Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern, just like every other week. I'm going to get the workbook out and I'm going to show you how to start from the beginning, make your plan, get yourself going. So if you feel like you got stuck, because remember, it's waves of communication. A lot of people get stuck. Maybe you got it with the seasonal change. You need another thing. Maybe you just need a refresher to get yourself back on track. This is what I'm hearing around from some people around on my platform, my clients included. So I thought I might as well share this out with everybody, because I want you to use the workbook. I don't want you to buy it and leave it sit in the drawer. I want you to get it out every day, journal your experience, and keep your data, because that is what you can take. When you fill out the forms in this book, then you will be able to take those data and share with whoever, teachers, therapists, babysitters, anybody who you want to help your child learn and help them evolve. You can share how it works for you so that they don't have to spend time figuring out from square one what works with your child, because every child's different. And this process teaches you what works and what doesn't. And if you see a new therapist and you say, look, I know I have been working for weeks and weeks and weeks with my late talker consistently every day, 4 times a day. And I'm here to tell you, I know what works and I know what doesn't. If I had that as a therapist showing up to a family, I could help them get everywhere they needed to be, because I know that that parent has already done a lot of trial and error on their own, and they already know how to give stuff up that doesn't work, and they're not afraid to come out of their comfort zone and try to expand their own self. And then, so they present a good model for the child who's not talking yet. So that's what we're going to be talking about, how to get into this workbook and figure out how to use it and get yourself better success. Not just one level, but more and more and more, till you're all the way up to the top and your late talker's teaching other kids how to talk. And that's what we want to be. Your late talker can be the example for other ones, because there are late talkers coming up every day, more and more and more being identified. So you can be part of the solution for everybody, for other people, by working through your own process and getting your own kid talking, because these late talkers have wisdom to share with the world, and let's help them bring it out. Okay, everybody, thanks again for joining me. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.